I'm gonna steal your sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. If my opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
All right, everybody, we are live here with Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, Season 4, Episode 7. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here live on YouTube every Tuesday, except when we take weeks off.
Yeah.
Live at 9 p.m. here, and if you're listening in the future on iTunes or Stitcher, thank you for tuning in there. Oh, yeah. Joining me here, as always, is Mr. Justin Olimpado.
Yo, man.
Now he's like right down below me. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah,
He's right
sucking
there.
our dicks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is my
I'm the
dick
fuck
right
outta
now.
here, dude.
He's my stomach, right? He's in my tummies.
Yeah.
Look at you in my tummies. Oh, I'm like Jan and you're like Peter.
Stop this.
Ugh. And also joining us, as always, is Mr. Zachary Storman. He was trying to squeeze the fucking can open before we went live. He was just like, oh, you think I could do it? You think I could do it? And it looked like he was about to do it. That he was about to explode the can. I was like, I think you can. Don't want you to. Don't want you to.
I'm strong,
Know what
Daddy.
this is?
I'm sorry.
Bailey's.
This is
Mulled
Bailey's,
grape.
but a little bit closer. That would be not Bailey's and very close. Very close. And joining us this week for a very special episode, we love to torture him with really good beer. We got Jameso back in the house. Bo.
Yay!
That's a good way to applaud. That's a good way to applaud. I like that. I'll applaud a little bit. Now, yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a solid move when you don't have a free hand. Just smack your face in appreciation
You can't
for
clap
somebody.
with one hand?
What?
You can't clap with one hand? That's a terrible sound.
Yeah. Oh, I know what that sounds like. Yeah. I'll be doing that later. Now, it's a very special episode because we are having an awesome beer taste test. And we got Zach with his allergies, as always. We are doing a great beer taste test. We have secured 6 7-year-old beers that we are going to be consuming.
I am really worried about this one, dude.
Oh, he made his name One-Eyed Jeff. Arr! We got Jeffrey joining us. Jeffrey's going through some eye trouble right now. He literally has like it's gas or oil, I forget which one right now, inside his eyeball and a band around his eye, like reshaping his eye. Jesus. So he's had an eye patch. Yeah, it was fucking nuts. So Jeffrey, you know, watch us with your good eye, I guess. Watch us with your good eye. But yeah, we're going to be tasting some really ridiculously stupid old beers.
Day.
For St. Patty's Day. That's what it's for. It's
also,
for St. Patty's Day.
Because there's quite a fatalistic air in the... I don't know. the whole world right now.
Yes, a little bit.
We're all in lockdown.
We're all in lockdown.
We're all gonna die. So
yeah, so might as well drink really old fucking beer.
Let's give ourselves food poisoning.
That's
with,
I think the approach.
Fermented horse shit.
That's gonna be. It is literally fermented
beer.
horse shit. It is beer.
I'm not looking
It is beer.
It's beer.
Yeah, it is. It is. And Jameso's also here. Not specifically for this, but it worked out wonderfully. We are doing our new album. Every 6 weeks we write a new album. We'll be getting to it a little bit later, but we're going into the realm of pop punk. And when I think pop punk, there are very few people that I have related to in the world of pop punk, and a very specific genre within pop punk. It's not like the stupid over the top poppy stuff. Me and you have really jived on Smoking Popes, Alkaline Trio, things that are a little bit more downtrodden, a little bit sadder, the Weaker Than, stuff like that. I mean, you're wearing your Hot Water Music hoodie right now. Is that still the same one you've had?
I've had this one for 6 years.
6 years, okay. Didn't you have one like 20 years ago?
No.
You didn't? Okay, so this is one you've had for 6 years. I'm just remembering you always. If you were a cartoon character in my mind, that's what you were wearing.
Right.
That's your Beavis and Butthead shirt. That's your AC/DC shirt.
Gotcha.
I like it.
I
But
want the winger shirt.
you want the Winger shirt? That'd be a good one. That would be. I like Winger. Winger's
You would.
Yeah.
all right. Winger's all right. Winger's not terrible. It's not as good as Wings. It's not as good as Wings, but
Very
it's
different.
It's pretty good. Totally different. 100% different. James, by your face, I'm assuming not a fan of Wings.
No, I'm just like, why would you compare those two?
Because they're names.
Because
That's
their
it.
names
That's
sound-
it. That's all it is.
One
That's-
is wings and one's wingers.
and that's how my
Actually,
wonderfully
that's-
smart brain works.
That's
I
our
hadn't
new
caught
band,
on to that.
Wangers.
Wangers. We're a Wingers cover band. I like it.
But I get to be Paul.
Paul Wanger.
Paul Wanger.
Oh Lord, oh God. So yeah, we were writing some pop punk, which we'll be getting to. Normal style of show, except for the possible vomiting that is going to be induced a little bit later. Now, every week we like to get together and drink weird stuff.
I don't. Just to say, I don't have the virus.
He
I
doesn't
have
have
allergies.
COVID-19.
It's allergy season.
It's allergy season.
If you know me,
And
you
be
know
aware
I'm
of
a
that.
snotty bastard.
You might just have allergies if you think you're crazy sick. If you usually get sick from allergies, just be aware of that.
But
Just
as
be
far as
aware.
I've read, that
The phlegminess isn't
the
part of it.
phlegminess is not part of the current
Situation.
outbreak.
Yes.
It's a very
So,
dry cough that just
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
so
stop and
I've
doesn't
just
let you
got
catch your
lungs
breath.
full of snot
Yep,
from
yep.
being allergic to
So I've been hearing people like they're
everything.
coughing. Is it a wet cough though?
You are
Good.
allergic to cats, and there are cat. there
Yes,
is a
and the
here.
cat jumped in my bed this morning.
Yeah.
Screamed
cat.
in my face.
What'd she say?
He said, "I'm hungry."
Ah, she
Lucy
was
Lou,
hungry.
you're a bitch.
All right. Well, before later, we're going to be drinking all the weird, shitty beer. But right now, we are going to jump into our "What Are We Drinking" segment with a very weird. I didn't even know
Smells
this existed.
wonderful.
So
I found
Justin,
it. Yeah, all right.
You found it.
We'll go into it.
hit it.
We drink it so you don't have to. Review it in the morning from the bathroom. Cheap booze and craft brews. Review it in the morning from the bathroom. What are we drinking? What are we drinking? Yeah!
Oh fuck!
Oh yeah. Burp it up,
Fat we are.
We
Yeah.
are round fellows. We are
I'm
round
a rather
fellows.
rotund individual.
All right, so
So,
Justin, why don't you give us a little introduction on what we are drinking here this week?
Well, I mean, it's a Pabst. Okay?
It is a Pabst.
And I'm.
Pibbers.
I mean, I just want to say this. We kind of talked about it before. I don't really want to get into the whole virus thing. There's a
Yeah.
lot of shit going on. We're
Definitely.
here. But that being said, there's a lot of shit that's going on. So between the craziness and things possibly being shut down and whatnot, I was like, oh, I'm going to go get some beer.
Yeah.
Just in case.
We can't get it
Can't
on
get any
Tuesday
beer,
because we
whatever.
usually go to Beer Time down in East Stroudsburg.
Yep.
Wonderful folks over there always take care of us.
So
But just in case,
I was
you
up
got
in
this.
Holly. I was in an IGA, and they sell beer there, obviously.
First of all, how did it feel to be in an IGA?
It's very cool.
Is it fun?
It's cool.
like
man.
time traveling?
Sort of.
In Holly, they have an
Holly.
IGA up there.
Holly would have an IGA.
They would. International Grocers Association, strong up
It
there.
is a backwards time warp the further
Yeah.
north you go.
Yeah. But so I'm there, and I see this Pabst, and I send you guys a picture, and,
Yeah.
and you're like, that would be disgusting.
Yep.
So it's Pabst Blue Ribbon, hard tea peach.
Yes. Now we've done.
It's 100. It's part of the 100-calorie thing that
Everybody's going for
everybody
right now.
is going for.
Now, we have had in the past regular PBR. We've had PBR Extra. We've had PBR EZ.
Coffee.
We've had PBR
The coffee.
Coffee.
This
all
was
of
the
them
cheapest
have
out of
been
all of them,
good.
by the
and
way.
this was the coffee one was $20 for a 4-pack when it first came out. What did this run you?
$9.
$9 for a
six.
6-pack. All right, so it is 100 calories, 100 calories. There's a whole top. All it says is 100 calories, 12 fluid ounces here. And do we got an ABV on this motherfucker?
4.
4? You see 4 somewhere?
Yeah. So
You got 4. Oh, right on the side there. 4% alcohol. So
All right. Well,
I'm gonna give this a crack open and
3
give it a
grams
little
of sugar.
sipper. What?
3
well,
grams
I
of
will
sugar.
say
That's
this
pretty sweet.
it
smells
tastes like
good.
it has a lot of sugar.
It
in
smells
That
good.
smells like iced tea immediately.
Yeah, it smells like Snapple.
Oh my god, it smells like Snapple or like a freshly opened
Oh,
Wawa.
I wasn't expecting it to be carbonated.
It's very
don't know
much
why.
so tea. It's very tea.
Yeah, the carbonation hits you like, you know when you think you're reaching for iced tea and you get Coke and you get that like, like I don't mind Coke, but like, that I didn't
not
expect
gonna lie.
that.
Honestly,
This is
I think
fucking great.
I think the sugar sort of kills it for me. Like you get like almost an aspartame taste, but I like the fact that it tastes like more like tea than it does beer.
But it's very much so the first sip, and then the flavor. There is almost
True.
no aftertaste. It's like a void of taste afterwards. You get a
Tastes
little
like
bit.
peach unsweetened tea.
Yeah.
yes, very
after.
much so.
The aftertaste, I
Yeah.
think, does right off the bat.
This is actually really good. I would drink this on a
yeah.
random day.
This is
Yeah, go
see,
get some fucking
if you're trying
Thai
to
food and
stay
hard tea.
somewhat healthy and you want to drink something that tastes good that you can probably kill about 40 of, so it doesn't really make you that healthy. Yeah, give this a shot. The PBR Peach Tea.
Probably the least amount of calories to get drunk is probably just a bottle of Tito's.
Bottle of Tito's will get you real drunk for almost no calories. That is true.
Right.
Yeah, and you can just mix it with club soda. Put a little Mio in there. That's what I was doing when I was on
Yeah,
that
chug
keto
a whole
diet.
bottle of Tito's, go home.
I feel like though
beat up your wife and kids.
it's $10 for a 6-pack. I would kill the 6-pack very, very quickly and ignore everything that Zach just said. But yeah, I think I rank. Would you rank this above the coffee? You remember the coffee
Yes,
one?
very much so.
I think this is
I
better
like
than the coffee.
one.
The coffee one was good.
I really like that.
It
I
was-
did too.
But I like the other mocha flavored coffee that we got, the little brown bomber thing that we got. I like
Oh
that
yeah, I
coffee
forgot
better.
about the brown bomber.
That one was definitely a
That
better
one was
coffee.
good.
And I'm excited to see what other slightly healthy options that they're going to be releasing this summer. Everybody's going crazy
No,
on
at the
100
end of the
calorie
day,
beers.
The claw is the best tasting.
I do enjoy myself
Yeah,
a claw.
yeah.
I do. I will say that I still think, and I stand by Natty Seltzer being the best seltzer.
Oh yeah, it's so cheap. It's
More booze.
6%,
True.
Exactly.
and it's called Catalina Lime Mixer.
Yes,
You
it
can't really-
is.
It's true.
And Aloha Beaches is
Yeah.
another flavor they
You guys
got.
see that? I forget what the fuck it's called, but they have it in the liquor stores now. It's vodka and seltzer.
Oh
Yeah, we've had it.
We
We
did
did
that
it
on
on
the
the
show
show.
one week.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
like last summer at some point. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
like
what the hell
like
is
a
it called?
nautical
Oh, yeah.
thing on it or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, it's got an anchor I think on it.
Yeah,
Forget-
it's something weird.
It's something definitely weird, but that one wasn't
There's
actually
a
bad at
pineapple
all.
one that sounds
Ooh,
good.
see, I like pineapple flavored like the
Well, they
seltzers,
had
anything like that. If you can get
Pineapple,
them,
black cherry, watermelon, something else.
hell
I
yeah,
believe.
hell yeah. Well, again, go check it out if you can. If you can get out to a store and you see the PBR Peach, try a 6-pack of it. It won't do you any harm there at all. But what might do you harm is what's going on in the world. So, Justin,
Yes.
let's play the people another little ditty.
Okay.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, I scared the shit out of me in that one there. Oh,
Yeah, you did.
Lord, I was terrifying myself. Now, a lot of stuff going on in the world, but I want to start off first with something locally that's going on, or that already happened. We, this weekend, were privy to be able to attend a really, really awesome show, and with all of the scares and everything that were happening before anything got really officially shut down, this show was going on Saturday night. It was originally a Castle Weird Skull show. If you're local, if you're in the punk scene, you probably heard of it. It's been around, literally one of the longest running venues in the area. And unfortunately, due to everything, artists dropping off, the show got
What's
dropped
up,
down
Chris?
to
How you
only
doing,
3
man?
people. Oh, Gavalas. Yo, he's watching. But the show got dropped down to 3 people. And James was saying hi in his own way.
Glad you're here, dude.
But he really happy to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here.
First thing that popped into my head.
Well,
That Peckerwood doesn't need any more respect than that.
yeah, I'm sad I missed the show.
Yeah, it was a really good time. So everything got moved to Steve-O's house. Steve-O from the Crippling Addictions, who we had on a few weeks back with his wife Jen. Now, the show got moved to his house. Zach and I were planning on going. He called me right as I was getting done with work, and he was like, yo, the show's getting moved, blah, blah, blah. We show up at his house. Jameso hits us up a little bit later. Jameso comes over and meets us while the show's going on. We hung out for like an hour or so before they decided to start playing. And we were drinking Coors Original. We were drinking some Coors Banquet. We were drinking Busch.
we were drinking Coors.
Coors.
You guys drinking at your Coors over there.
But we were drinking the Coors Banquet beer and Busch. That's how you have to say Busch. Busch.
No, you say Busch as you're cocking a shotgun.
Busch.
Busch.
Yeah. Now, we were drinking that, and Old Crow was the liquor of choice that night. So we were not respecting our bodies in any way.
Oh, you brought some. You brought your own liquor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You brought something. But we so they're hanging out upstairs, getting to know the guys that were there. Greg Rikus and Tim Holhouse. Tim's from the UK, and Greg's from
Trying
Winnipeg.
to remember their names.
Yeah.
Their last names.
Yeah.
Where's he from? Dorchester, right?
I think he said Dorchester. I believe that's what he said. But the two of them are really fucking awesome. They also had a buddy of theirs named Eve, who's a French-Canadian guy. Awesome, really sweet guy. Everybody that was there.
Canadians, I do.
They're really fun.
God, I love
you got to talk to him about a lot of cool stuff that you're just like, I just like watching these shows of Canadian rednecks doing stuff.
I grew up, Spencer's family is from Canada. Yep. One of my best friends, Spencer.
Oh, okay, did not
and
know
so
that.
his parents talk like they moved here like right before he was born. Or
okay,
whatever. So
they
have Canadian accents. Yeah. The funniest thing is, Mom always they don't say call, they say phone.
Oh,
I'll phone you.
Yeah, it's like
I know,
like going on holiday kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like instead of that, going to hospital instead of going to the hospital. Those are things I always like. The telly. I do like the telly.
Yeah, telly.
Now we moved downstairs, and one of the coolest things about this show was that Greg Rikus, the way that he performs when he does his acoustic, because he does have a full band, but when he tours acoustic, he built this little. Basically, it's a riser. It's a wooden riser that is a stop box of sorts, and then he has taped all of these. Basically, you had like tambourines, you had different like bells and stuff that. Sleigh bells. There you go. That's the word I couldn't think of. Yeah. Now he had that all taped to it, so when he would stomp down on the floor, the whole thing would shake, and you would get this wonderful extra percussive sound. We were in a basement. When I say basement, we were in a basement that was maybe 7 foot tall ceiling.
Yeah.
There are pieces hanging down.
The boiler's going off.
Yeah, everything's just right there. No microphones, nothing. And there were literally, we counted, it was 12 of us in the room, including the artist. And it was one of the most awesome experiences to be able to watch. They literally rock, paper, scissors to see who would play first. And then they just went past the guitar, played in a circle with each other. They circle jerked each other musically, basically.
Might say, yeah.
And one would go, then the other would jump on, and we were all very, very drunk, and they still performed super well. When you're a touring artist, for being that drunk, for the amount that we consumed upstairs, they played super well. And I was watching back on some of the videos that I took, and I showed Justin the one of Steve-O, and he goes, so you guys were all real drunk? And I'm like, yeah, we were everywhere. You can tell the voices. But it went off without a hitch, really, and they played for about an hour and a half, just kind of passing everything around. And it was a really awesome show. And when things like that happen in your immediate area, you gotta kind of like, take the opportunity, just seize that moment, and you really, especially in this time right now, really fucking support your local music, support local art. There's local artists. They had to cut their tour short, which sucked, but you can check them out. Greg Rikus is Rekus, and then Tim Holhouse, Hole House. You can find them on social medias, everything like that. But they are different.
There's a
tail.
There's
just a tail in front of my face. Oh, how you doing, kitten?
Kitty cat.
But yeah, check them out. Find them also, Steve-O and the Crippling Addictions. If you're a fan of the show, you've seen them, heard them in the past. So that was really awesome and a really great time. Justin, you were working and then just beat after work.
I was exhausted, dude.
Yeah.
Like I had hit you guys up and I was like, "Yo, what are you guys doing?" And both of you were like, "Get over here,
Get over here right now.
And I'm like, "Okay," and then I actually get done and I'm like,
fuck it.
"Nah, dude,
Yeah,
it's just been so crazy."
Well,
like,
yeah, it was like 9:30 or something. You're like, well, it'll still be going on. I'm like, it hasn't even started yet. Yeah, it was supposed to start at 7, and there's supposed to be like
it was such a
5 or
throwback
6
to my
people.
childhood.
Dude,
that was the best part. Like, when I was a kid around here, there were shows everywhere, in everyone's basement, all the time. Oh, man.
It was awesome,
It was
and I really hope we get more of those things going, so keep an eye out. Again, for Castle Weird Skull shows, maybe Steve-O might be doing more stuff at his
We'll
house.
just have to start playing, me and you, acoustically playing your songs.
Yeah. Like, literally, you halfway through it went, why don't you go up next? And I was just like, because, like...
you were like waving. You're like,
I'm like, maybe if we go outside around the fire, I'll play around the fire where I can sit down and blah blah blah. But I vaguely remember getting back here at the end of the night. And Justin, what state were we in when we showed up?
you were hammered. I think you went like this. Hey, and then grabbed your bag and was like, "See ya."
Yeah. I just remember waking up in the morning going, "Oh, did I remember to get my book bag? Did we go there? I don't remember what happened."
Do you remember what you said to me though?
You look like you were jerking off.
Well, yeah, you're like, "What are you coming on your chest?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just like half asleep sitting on
titty
the thing."
babies.
No, that's if he was making stomach pancakes.
Stomach
what it was.
pancakes.
That's what
There
it
you go. Oh, I don't like making stomach pancakes. That belly button's too deep to try to clean out on the regular. It's just not good.
Kaput.
What? Is that gross
Well, that's
or
what
something?
you do. You take a hot dog and you stick it in that belly button. I think you can make corn dogs.
Shut the stream down.
Yeah, I think we just might get shut down for that corn dog joke there.
Ejaculated. I'm trying to ejaculate this disc.
Throw something at Zach.
You're looking for something to throw, but we safely moved everything. We make sure all throwable objects have been removed. All right, so that's what's going on in our world right now. Obviously, everybody's dealing with this other shit, but you know what? It's we don't want to focus on it. This is a place for you guys to escape.
You can read that shit elsewhere.
Go somewhere else.
Don't go somewhere else right now.
Well, go somewhere else later
whatever.
if you want to be all depressed and everything.
Yeah.
But here's a place for escape, and a great way to escape always for us and hopefully for you is music. So if we've got it ready to go, we're good on the song. Yeah. We are going to be playing our first featured of this 6-episode block here. We are going to be playing a song from Hello Mountain. The song is called Rewind.
Hello Mountain? Or
Hello,
Hello
Mountain.
Oh, right.
They are from Denver, Colorado. You can find them at Hello Mountain
Big up to
Band.
Denver.
What?
I don't know what that was.
Big up to Denver.
Big up to Denver.
Sure, that's it. I'm sure that's a thing. But Hello, Mountain. You can find them at Hello Mountain Band on Instagram or HelloMountainBand.com. Check them out for all their information, upcoming shows, all their releases, everything. Again, this is Rewind. They are Hello Mountain's a trio. They consider themselves indie rock, and it definitely has like a more indie to me. And we'll talk a little bit after we play it. A little bit more of like an indie version of what is happening in radio rock right now. It feels like more natural. The guy has a phenomenal voice, and it's almost got a dream state feel to it. So
yeah, it's really cool from what I've heard.
Enjoy this. Again, this is Rewind from Hello Mountain. We will see you guys in, I think it's about 6 minutes or so. So we'll see you guys in 6 minutes.
Seconds.
Enjoy.
Big ups to Denver.
Oh, Lord.
The brute binds to my clothes. follows wherever I go. Wait on my friends and family, all the people, they only see my false projections of clarity. So I'm shedding the shell of my old self. Am I close to heaven or not far from hell? I'm following my heart and forget my mind. I've made it here, along with comfort and a smile. I was scared, less hesitant, but this comfort lifts me high. I make my rounds 3 times a week, leaving time for nobody. This hungry train has no time for sleep or me, so I'm shedding the shell of my own self.
All right, there you guys have it again. That is Hello Mountain, Hello, Mountain from Denver, Colorado. You can find them out at hellomountainband.com or at Hello Mountain Band on Instagram for all of their information. Thanks to those guys for letting us share their song with them. And speaking of songs, we are again starting our new album, our new experiment, and we are jumping into one of my favorite genres to play, to sing for. It's kind of where I got my start in the music scene, was in pop punk. I was a ska kid, and by the time I joined a band, it was pretty much pop punk. We were covering covers of pop punk bands. You know, we were doing like 99 Red Balloons, but like the Goldfinger version. But with we had to segue a little bit here. We had a guy who played blues guitar, and he refused to use distortion. So we were like a pop punk band, and he was playing like slide guitar and everything like that. And it was really weird. And I wish there was recordings of it just to hear how awkward it was.
You should kick that dude's ass.
Because he's a really good guitar player. He was really, really good. For 16, he was fucking phenomenal. I mean, at 16...
we need to give Zach a booster seat. Right.
Yeah, Zach does need a booster seat, Jeff. You're right. Oh, what happened to him? He left. He's half gone. He's making tummy pancakes, I guess. Griddle is hot, right?
Griddle is hot, boys!
New code for jacking it. Griddle is hot. All right, so we are, Zach and I, the other day, we sat down, we started mapping out what we wanted to do.
Drink a bottle of whiskey?
We drank an entire bottle of whiskey. I went home after that, sat outside, smoked a cigarette. Dan, my roommate, comes outside, has a conversation with me for like 10 minutes, he says, and then he leaves, goes back inside. Half hour later, he comes out, and I'm like face down on the table outside on our porch, just sleeping in the chair, and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess you're just like shit fan. I'm like, I don't remember that at all. He was like, you were black. He goes, you had a whole conversation with me. I'm like, Kyle Mocha, don't shut up, man. Could be another alternative to this. But we mapped out what we wanted to do. And the funny thing is that pop punk is supposed to be really simple. But we just came off doing math rock. So our brains are into the vein of challenging ourselves and stretching things. So before we say what the name of the album is, Zach, can you go into a little bit about what the makeup of this album is going to be and the direction that we're going in here from a musical standpoint?
Oh, Lord. It's the modes.
Modes.
If you know anything... Well, not anything. I guess it's a little deeper in music theory.
Yeah, I was
than
gonna say
basic.
you brought this up. I'm like, I think I've heard about this.
I'm just starting to like really get into it.
Modes are very specific scales that sound very different from your standard scales.
Yeah,
you're used to hearing in a lot of popular music.
You
hear modes more in like movie soundtracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
What a mode is basically playing the scale of whatever key you're in, but starting on a different note. The notes are the same, but the feeling is different because you
totally
start that scale on a different note. So there's certain intervals in that give you different feelings because all the intervals are in the major scale.
Right.
The major scale has all the intervals you could, there's not that many intervals.
Yeah. Now, basically, to simplify it to the way that I was able to understand it, if you're looking at
very
normal
shortly, Chris.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you instead of starting on do, you would start on re and end on re, or start on mi and end on mi, but you're still hitting all of the same ones. You're just starting at a different point and going up from there. So the
tension and the release is different.
Yeah. Smarter people are going to understand that. Me, when he was saying stuff like that the other day, I was like, yep. I took one music theory class 17 years ago, and I don't remember shit. Oh, God. So there are 7 modes. 7 modes or 6 modes?
7.
7 modes if you include
the normal.
The normal. So today's song, we're starting and we're going in order of the modes, and this mode is Dorian. So we are starting in basically the second position, you would say.
Yes.
So the second position.
We're playing in C major, so we're starting the scale on D, and we're playing D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D.
Okay. Now, So that's the musical side of things. Now the side of things for the actual concept of the album, and what the album name is, and I know we've got it small on the screen right there, but I have to write it down so I can say it without messing it up. Yeah. The album's title is Modes, the exploration of the exploitation of the modes of transportation of the American motorist, or how to stop worrying and love the DMV.
How I learned to stop worrying and love the DMV.
Or how I love, sorry, see, I even wrote it down. How I
learned to stop.
I didn't even write it down the right way. There we go. It's a long title. It's a long title.
Modes.
Modes is the short term for it, or love the DMV, whatever you want to call it here. So, anybody that knows me knows that I have an impeccable driving record.
Yes.
So what we are doing with this is I am writing songs from my past and my experience with driving. It's been a few years since I've been able to do it, so I don't really recall too much. So there might be some fabrication. So lyrically, this song is about getting shit-faced and just like leaving the bar, getting into a car when you shouldn't, and just driving and just having that cockiness of being like 22, 23, 30, and just being fucking like, fuck it, I'm on the road, get the fuck out of my way, I need to get where I'm going. So that is what you're looking at as far as the actual content of the song. As far as recording it, Justin, this is much different from what we were doing 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
For sure. I mean, it's a little bit easier in that sense. I mean, there's just challenges. I'm not very much so punk savvy when it comes to actually playing and whatnot, but I mean, it's a standard D beat in the same sense that like it's a pop punk song. I tried to keep it simple, let the lyrics and stuff go. The guitars, everything needs to be very poppy. It's still, you know what I mean? Like it needs to have a certain feel to it.
Well, most
it to work.
Punk drummers, pop punk drummers, if you're not Travis Barker or somebody that's on that level of like absurdly like crazy talented, hitting like your bells, everything all over the place.
Yeah, it's a lot of bell work, a lot of weird fucking
If
shit.
you can't do that, or if you're not that, most of the drummers are just solid drummers that just know how to keep the beat and keep everything going and keep it driving, which is something I always thoroughly enjoyed. Not pop punk, but Patrick Wilson from Weezer is somebody who's a great example of that. He's a phenomenal drummer, but he just does not do too much out of the norm. Now, Zach, you started writing the basis of the song, and we literally sat there on loop, like one section. You recorded the bass actually on your Telecaster. And just
pitch shifted.
You pitch shifted it down, and it sounds beautifully like a real bass. And then
not that I don't have enough fucking real bass.
You have literally like 5 basses sitting next to you.
I just did that
and you used the Telecaster
to write the song,
and then it worked.
And then I liked the tone of it. I was just like, we'll just use
good, solid, punchy tone.
Yeah.
Really
so
is.
we, you kind of went through it, and I was just throwing out ideas. Okay, the big thing with pop punk songs is repeating the same thing over and over again, but changing the dynamics, changing the levels on things. And then Jameso, you got here, and you added, Zach had kind of like a lead thing going, and you added one of my favorite things about pop punk is the rhythm guitar, palm mute, kind of like not the super chuggy chugs, but like just that nice palm muted, like
chuggy.
It adds that presence, it adds depth to it. What was the experience of working on this song from your point of view?
It was like a duck in water, man. Like this is like my thing. That fucking cat.
Take it.
Stealing my spotlight. Shithead. No, it was like the easiest I jumped in anything we've done yet.
Hell yeah.
And I think the song came together really great. I mean, Zach had it done before the show started, so that's...
We did vocals in about like 25-30 minutes.
I mean, realistically, after coming off of something that's more technical, mathy,
this is running without the weights on. This is running without the weights on for sure.
Yeah. But I think it really came together great. There are lots of layers, lots of guitars, but Zach made them sound really good. And it's just like, I think... as far as like the lushness of all the guitar work going on, it's one of the cooler things I think you guys have put together.
Fuck yeah, wonderful. Well, Kitten's gonna try to fuck with the camera a little bit more, but I think that's enough rambling on and on about this.
We have people that are waiting for us to drink.
They're waiting. We're
Shut the fuck up
and
drink shitty beer.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
When are we drinking the beer?
Is that Luke? Oh, fuck you, Luke. You're just mad because we haven't had you on in 2 years, all right? First guest. Never again. You'll be the last guest. When we decide to end, we'll bring you back and we'll just bookend it with you. All right. So, what time did we come out on this song?
Hang on, I'll tell you 1 second.
Three something.
3 something. We're not over 4. And again, pop punk songs. 328. We want to stick under that 4. You said it. You're like 4 minutes, James. You're like 4 minutes is pretty much the cap.
4 minutes of that beat would drive me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
3.5 is perfect.
I don't know. That's why some bands just do 30-second songs that have a 9-minute, 28-song album. You know, I think that's
no effects.
I think they have a 17.5-minute song. You know, and that song drives you insane after about 4 minutes of it. But all right, before we descend into more of that, let's jump right into I-80 is the name of the song off of our album. Justin, can you read the album off for them?
The exploration of the exploitation of modes of transportation of the American motorist, or how I learned to stop worrying and love the DMV.
There you go. We will see you guys in just a couple of minutes. And then it'll be time to drink some shitty old beer.
Oh, God.
I've
been dreading this shit.
I know. I thought of this idea almost a year ago, and it's finally here. So here you go, guys. We'll see you shortly.
Speeding like a demon off on exit 309. I'm heading off the pavement, half over the white line. Avoided collisions by the skin of my hide. My breath is thick and whiskey, and my conscience doesn't mind. It's growing brighter while an L&M burns my lips. My knuckles getting wider as I reach for another whiskey sip. Forgotten where I'm headed and why I left the bar. My head has started spinning, or is that just the car? Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Flying down I-80. Lights are growing brighter while an L&M burns my lips. My knuckles getting wider as I reach for another whiskey sip. I've forgotten where I'm headed and why I left the bar. My head has started spinning, or is that just the car? Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Flying down I-80. Coming down the highway, I'm swerving left to right. My way down the highway, no need to take my time. My way down the highway, I'm swerving left to right. My way down the highway, no need to take my time. My way down the highway, I'm swerving left to right. My way down the highway, no need to take my time. Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Hey, 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 get out of my way. I've got places to be, so I'm flying down I-80. Flying down I-80. No need to take my time. Flying down
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest on Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up.
All right, everybody. Now in the main camera, we are joined. He's been here the whole time, but we are now joined in the main camera by Mr. Jameso. How excited are you to be here for this, man? Is this the worst
out of all of the beer
tests
or taste tests that we've done?
And
which
one
ranks before drinking this? Which ranks the worst so far?
Oh, the weird like pickle ones and shit.
The
soda?
Yeah,
where we made weird mixed drinks. We did like pickleback, the drink.
Yeah.
We did a Bloody Mary drink with
that
ketchup.
made me dry heave. Like
that was so bad.
It was.
That was the easiest one for me.
Yeah, you didn't taste shit.
Zach had concrete in his nose and couldn't taste anything.
Yeah.
And I think we might have to revisit that for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Might have to. It's not going to be us drinking. It's going to be only Zach drinking it.
Yeah.
We're just going to go by all the sodas. All right, so today, as we've been teasing the entire episode and for days, weeks even leading up to this, we're going to be drinking 7-year-old beer. Now, this beer, a lot of bars will have display bottles. Now, what most of them do is they have empty display bottles, but for whatever reason, when these display bottles were put up at a wonderful local establishment, most of them were full. A couple of them were empty, which is why we weren't able to go with, I think Rolling Rock was empty, a couple other ones. So we are going to be drinking, in this order, we're going to be drinking Coors Light, we're going to be drinking Busch out of a can, we're going to be drinking Bud Light, I'm sorry, it's going to be Miller Lite, and then it's going to be Budweiser, then it's going to be Bud Light, and then it's going to be Corona. The
final boss.
The final boss is the Corona. Now, if you know anything about beer and beer bottles, Corona is in a white bottle, all right? It's in a clear bottle. Yeah. I'm looking at the cap.
White would save it.
Yeah, white would save it. If it was painted, if it was like a delirium, actually a 7-year-old delirium would be phenomenal. But these are not meant to be aged. No. None of these beers are.
They last 3 months mostly.
Mostly 3 months. So these are all
days.
about 6 years, 9 months out of date at this point. And
hot, then cold, then
there was
hot,
one day
then
where
cold.
Jameso and I were looking at these bottles, and we had them pulled off the shelf, and he looked and actually found the dates on them and confirmed that they are all about 7 years old. And with the clear bottle for Corona, you'll see it when we get to it. It has changed color. It has totally changed color. So the way this is going to work is that we're going to have Justin in the big cam, and he's going to show you.
I'm going to show you the new bottle.
He's going to show you what the new bottle looks like.
Just for a refresher.
Yep, and then he's going to show you what the old bottle looked like. Now, I've not dusted these bottles. I've not done anything other than we chilled them. Yeah. So they've been at room temperature, fluctuating up and down, whatever that room temperature is, for the last 7 years.
Oh, God.
It's going to be really fun, guys. This is going to be great. So let's get it started with the Coors Light.
I envy the dead.
Okay, so here is a modern bottle.
Now, the thing that you know about the Coors bottle, it's
June
a cold...
8th, 20. That is when it's...
All right. Now, pull it back a little so you can get a little more wide shot. Now, this is a cold-activated bottle. It is one of the bottles that turns blue if it is as cold as the Rockies, which the whole gimmick there is don't drink our beer unless it's freezing cold, because then you can start tasting it, and that's not good. Now, Justin, are those on that bottle? Is it blue? Can you see if it's blue or not?
Hold on one second.
Oh, you're gonna adjust some things so you can get a little bit better lighting for you. Yeah, the kitten's joining you too. There you go. So there's a little bit better. That's what a new Coors Light bottle looks like. Now let's show them what these.
There is some blue marks on here.
There are some blue marks, so it is cold enough, which means they were both put in the cooler at the same exact time. They're gonna be about as cold.
There's
the nice dust.
The expiration date on this is July 22nd, 13.
Yes, so July is when it expired.
Great.
Now, you look at that, it says Rockies on it. Totally different bottle. Some of these are going to be a little bit harder to see just because some of them are reflective. Yeah. Like the Coors is all reflective.
The Rockies, cold hard fact, number 54. Each Coors Light bottle has 23 peaks. If you see if you can find them all.
Oh, let's do that instead of drinking it, maybe. Yeah. Now, let's drink it. Now, what we're going to do is Justin's going to crack open the bottle. He's going to pour a little bit into the tasting cups that we each have here, and he's going to pass it around. We're only going to be drinking the old ones because we know what the...
Well, that's not a twist off.
It's not a twist off anymore.
It's not rusty.
All right. So has anything? Let's take a smell out of it. Take a smell out of it once you pour it, and tell me, is there any weird discoloration?
Oh man.
Not good. Not good. All right. This is gonna be.
I don't.
Oh, why is it?
It sort of smells like nail polish mixed with fruit.
Well, I'll give it this. It's very carbonated.
It's very carbonated.
Almost champagne
It's
smell.
not flat.
All right. So
it almost has a champagne smell, and it sort of looks like really dark piss.
Yeah, this is bad.
No. How many facts did they put on there? All right. Now, here's the thing. As I've been saying to all of us, oh, God.
Man.
Oh, Lord. It looks darker to me than a normal Coors would.
No! Oh, that's become fucking...
Hold on, before we get into
Oh,
this.
my God.
Slacky says
it's
it reminds him
turpentine.
of drinking brown orange juice at Jack's after the big horseshoe bar reopened.
Oh. All right. I'm already not really okay with this. So,
It's sweet smelling.
It smells sort of
sweet.
champagne-y.
you do not have to swallow this.
Oh, my.
Spit it back into the cup. I highly recommend. There's a bucket in the middle. If somebody
smells
needs to puke, it smells like an old room.
No. It smells like malt vinegar.
It does kind of have a malt vinegar taste to it. Now, before we get into tasting all of them, do you think one is going to be worse than the other besides the Corona? I think the Corona is going to be just hands down the worst. Do you think the
I think they're all just going to be pretty
bad?
terrible.
You
But
think you're going to be able to taste the difference between them?
I think I'm gonna really.
Coors Light is not supposed to be this color, just so you know.
Yep, it should not be that color. And it's still,
It looks
I'm
like the
impressed
wall,
to see
really.
the carbonation level
I'm gonna hate
still
the
there.
Miller Lite the most. I think because it's the only one of these I actually enjoy
What's
drinking.
the Corona's the oldest?
No, I think they're all about the same age.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
about
all
the
put
same.
up on the shelf at the same time.
All right.
So again, don't swallow if you don't want to. I highly recommend. We're doing a wine taste test here. You were putting it in your mouth, you were swishing it, and then spit it right back into your cup, all right?
Yep.
So I think we just all go on the count of three, so none of us can wimp out. We'll go 3, 2, 1, sip. So here is 7-year-old Coors Light. 3, 2, 1, sip. All right, I'm trying to keep it in my mouth as long as I can, right?
I swallowed it.
Tastes like bad whiskey.
All right. Yeah, I swallowed mine.
It tastes like black licorice. It's black licorice.
I'm going for a second sip. I'm psycho, but I'm going for another
I
sip.
It
Spit it
tastes
back
like
in.
black licorice. The flavor. No, now spit it out. Don't swallow it. Spit it out. It's black licorice.
Yeah, it does kind of have a weird
Licorice flavor.
I love
flavor.
black licorice. This
All right,
it's
that's
very
not-
it's very bready.
Yep.
It's not terrible.
I'm going to say this. I think I like it better than regular Coors Light. I
Yeah.
think I do like it better than
Well,
regular Coors Light.
Fucking chug that bottle,
It
dude.
actually
Oh,
has
Tell me where
flavor.
your
Oh.
mouth is.
I just spit into my cup, so I'm not going to drink out of the cup. And I don't know if
I'm
it's
gonna
safe to
finish
drink out of the
mine.
bottle.
Oh, dude.
Oh, see, they're counting the peaks on the actual bottle all the way
Yeah.
around. Take time. Look at that dust coming off of this.
Oh, man.
The smell kind of grows on you after. I'm taking a sip out of the bottle on this one. Fuck it.
Fuck it. The next one's a limited edition can.
Oh, all right. Oh. All right. I didn't hold that one in my mouth, and I just drank it real quick.
Yeah,
I think the
these are all
saliva
about the
was
same.
helping on that. The saliva was, rum flavored from my rum and coke over here. All right, so the next one up is going to be the Busch Pounder. Now,
So
the
this
Busch
is the
Pounder.
old one?
No, that's the new
Or
one.
this is
That
the
is
new
the
one,
new
I'm
one.
sorry. This is the new one.
Everybody's familiar with what that looks like. It might look familiar if you were watching.
And this is a
during
limited
our
edition
song.
bottle that we're getting.
Yes.
But this is the old one.
That is a 7-year-old can of Busch. There was a 7-year-old can of
Literally
Guinness,
marked
but it had a dent in
April
it, and
13th.
Jameso advised against us
April
drinking it.
30th. 13.
Ooh, yeah. Now, you advise us against drinking
It's
the
botulism.
because it is broken, and then inside, the can could seep into everything. And
Yeah, it's like the process those cans have done to the inside of them.
Yeah.
Like, if they
This
get
can
dented,
is
it
going
can
to taste
undo it.
bad.
it's going to taste bad.
A bottle is a much safer way to keep something.
Well,
old.
I will say that this holds its color.
It holds its color. All right.
It's so fucking filthy.
Any weird smell right off the bat? And the foam still. Like,
They
these
smell
still
the
have
same,
head.
dude. They seriously
Same
smell
as
fucking
the
same.
as the Coors.
Maybe a little bit sweeter.
Ooh. I still like the aftertaste of Coors Light really. Ooh. Is there anything floating?
man.
Nothing floating. We're good. God, limited edition
Oh,
Busch
the smell
Classic.
is-
It
It's
smells
like
stale.
sweeter.
It smells stale though. Like it's
All
definitely
right.
sweeter. in
This is a
general,
more
but-
cardboard
Yeah.
smell than the.
It smells like old
Coors.
crackers.
Oh no, there's something sweet in there too.
It's definitely sweet.
This is
All
gonna
right.
give us food poisoning.
All right. Well,
This is gonna
hey,
give us food
It's
poisoning?
hazy.
we're all on
too. It's gotten
lockdown.
Hazy.
Yep, there's a lot. Again, the head on this is better than
Oh,
the
there's
head.
sediment floating around.
Yeah,
in it,
look
Yeah.
at
This
this.
Fucked.
Oh, this is good. Again, you don't gotta swallow it if you don't want to. But here we go. Busch Pounder, 7 years later.
This is what I'm doing with my life.
Better than the Coors. Lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easier.
Almost,
It still sucks,
almost
but
fruity. Almost like
There is a fruitiness to it, and I gotta say,
Sure.
no aftertaste, almost no taste except the essence of fruit. Going in for sip number 2.
No, there's definitely a can flavor afterwards.
yeah.
it's weird.
Oh,
Let's really
man.
fucking stop that. This isn't a Scotch video.
Is that what they do in Scotch videos?
Oh my god, these old dudes on YouTube.
Are they ASMR and
They
it's
sip
hard?
Scotch and they swish it around for like 2 minutes and they're like,
Ooh.
yeah, sherry cask finish.
All right. So
dried
far,
apricots.
I'm shocked. 2 for 2. If you handed me that if you poured both of those into a glass and did not tell me what they were, I'd be like, is this like some shit poor attempt at making like an independent brewery pilsner or something like that just went wrong?
Both of these have had a quality to them that I remember once.
Oh, I'm getting the metallic taste
hang on.
now.
Back when Food Town was the only place around where you could get a
Definitely.
6-pack that wasn't a bar.
Yeah.
I did the build your own 6-pack thing, and I got a bottle of Sierra Nevada Torpedo that had expired like 3 months previous, and I didn't notice that when I drank it. And it had this weird thing about it that both of these have. Something just turning a bit wrong. Like, I don't know if it's the hops or the malts or what.
But
it's
not
like,
skunk, though.
Not skunk.
it's not skunk. It's just it's more stale than that. Like it's
Well,
just
it's
like
stale, but it's
ugh.
not like...
But again, I think with these, they were delivered. And when you work at a bar, what you know is that beer does not come in cold. It comes in, it's kept at a room temperature. And until you chill it, like you can just kind of keep it at room temperature until it expires.
Sure.
And this is kind of proving that you can keep it at room temperature. So if you got a beer that's 3 months expired, you're probably going to be okay, because 7 years later, we're sipping on these, and it's not a world of difference.
I don't think it was a coincidence after I drank that torpedo, I got horribly sick.
Yeah.
I think it gave me food poisoning.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, we might all be in for some shits and no giggles over the next couple of days.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
We're just doubling down.
We're doubling
it.
down.
Hit me.
So here's
We're,
a new Miller
we're
Lite
doubling
bottle.
down.
Nice white.
Nice white label, Miller Lite. Looks
Standard.
nice,
Yeah.
crisp. It just says Lite, actually, on the actual main label.
True. And then here's the old one.
now
If
here
you guys
is the-
remember at one point, they did, if you can see, the Vortex.
You get a little bit
bottle.
of it, yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
Vortex
old
bottle. Now,
bottle.
James, you said this came out originally around like 09 or
Yeah,
so?
somewhere around, because I was working at a beer distributor at that point, and I remember the Vortex bottle was like all over their commercials.
Okay.
And I watched a lot of
17th,
ESPN back
13.
then.
Did the
And,
Vortex bottle claim to do anything?
It let you drink it faster.
Oh. Did anybody ever
my
scientifically
God.
compare this?
I don't.
What the
Yep.
fuck?
And
are
I'm
we doing?
siding with James on this. This is the one I'm the most nervous about besides the Corona, because I drink this regularly.
Oh, that does not look good.
I don't drink a lot of... I mean, I'll drink Busch
I mean,
once in
it's
a while.
still holding its color
It's a few
more
shades
so
darker.
than...
Still got a foaminess to it. Still got some head on there.
This smells the worst.
So far, the worst smell.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, this smells fucking.
All right. I'm... Ooh, that is dark.
That's dark.
That
We
is
don't
dark.
do like shit.
Oh, no.
Also, there's shit floating around it.
There... Oh, my God. There is actual little particles. I might not swallow this one.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
The
in
cups
it.
are
That
clean.
stuff.
I don't know.
Cups are totally clean.
The smell... It's
What
more
does the
nail
top
polish.
of the cap look like?
Oh.
Is that from the cap?
No, the cap is totally fine.
The
what
inside
I
of the
just
cap
did.
looks all right. Oh,
Here's the cap.
maybe it's the vortex. Maybe the vortex made it. Maybe
The cap is totally fine.
is the vortex breaking off. No, that's just that's literally just
The sediment of the
beer
beer.
breaking down inside the bottle.
All right.
All right, so this one oh my God, that it smells like mothballs almost. This isn't good. This isn't good for anybody but you guys watching at
Oh,
home.
yeah, this is who thought up this fucking idea.
Slacky's really happy that he didn't get used on this episode here. All
You
right,
guys are shit
so
green tomorrow, probably.
yep, and it's not because we drank green beer for St. Patty's. It's because we drank old beer. You take a sip already?
Yeah.
How did you swallow it?
No.
No. Oh, right.
these.
Spit right back in. I'm gonna go for my sip now.
Oh, that's fucking horrible. That's so different from a fresh Miller Lite.
Nope. That's what I'm not going back for.
Yep.
Oh
That's
my.
pretty fucking terrible.
It's vinegary. It does have, but it's mothballs and vinegar in an old shoe. Like that's what
Oh,
that's
man.
what I'm
Yeah,
getting.
leather. There's
there's like a
leathery
weird-
texture.
What do they make
taste.
their bottles? Oh, I need some rum and. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
After that one, I need a cigarette. Because I just got fucked.
Yeah, that's the first one I'm not gonna go back to. That's bad.
You know it's bad when you gotta wash your mouth out with old granddad.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, you've never washed your mouth out with an old granddad before?
Oh, God.
I call that a Wednesday night. All right. So the next
the next bottle is really not that much different from the.
Now,
from
I
each
will
other.
say,
there are small differences.
A week ago, the Budweiser that we had at my job had not cursive on it. It had printed Budweiser.
Yeah.
And now this week, the ones that we got in had cursive Budweiser.
Yeah, they change it
so
all the time.
they change it back and forth. So there's not much of a difference.
Honestly, the old label's really awesome. There's gold, like leaf inlay. It's not obviously not gold, but it's a much better looking bottle.
So let's see the new one up front.
The new one. Here you go.
The new one's right there. You get a little bit of that there. Okay. All right. Budweiser.
Yeah. Sorry for the white.
Yeah. Well, you'll live with it, people.
Here's the old one.
And here's the old one. Now, the main difference is the top label is not a sticker. It is an actual label, a peel-off label.
Yeah,
The other one has like more of a printed-on sticker style. Ooh, God. Oh, okay, yeah, the gold, a little bit more decorative back in the day. They've toned it down from Budweiser.
Can I twist this off? I cannot twist this.
That's the thing. None of them can twist off, which is were you able to twist off the
Miller, I was able to.
Maybe that has something to do with the shit floating in it. The other one sealed themselves. This one did
just always
not.
check for rust, though.
Yeah.
I am.
If there's
so
rust,
the bottom
I
of
will
the
have to
bottle,
drink
there's some
it.
plastic thing that looks like an asshole.
Okay. All right.
Sure. No
Okay.
rust.
Nice
No
plastic
rust.
We just get
penis.
goat seed.
Yeah.
All right.
Now this is
getting
Charlie
guilty.
Pishnick's favorite beer
This
of all
is.
time.
Do you think he would enjoy 7-year-old Budweiser over brand new?
This smells
Miller?
like prunes, man.
prunes.
Prune juice.
Do you think
This
it's gonna
smells
affect us like
prune
prunes?
juice, probably.
Oh, we go
Holy
shit ourselves. That
fucking
is dark.
Yeah, Budweiser shouldn't be that dark.
Oh my God.
Maybe it'll actually
Any
have
more
flavor.
sediment in
though.
this thing? Anything
don't-
floating? Any floaties?
Maybe at the bottom of the bottle. I thought I saw.
Oh, great. Now I got Zach's finger in my beer. What the hell? He switched it around a little bit. That is...
I don't have much head at all here.
Yeah, this
So,
one, this
I
one
mean, it's a
fits right out.
Budweiser. Like,
But
let's be
most of
serious.
these, Miller Lite, Coors Light, those guys don't really hold their head. Now, smell...
Smells like prunes, dude.
Honestly, I get the least smell off
This smells like cheap brandy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting that. I'm getting the cheap brandy.
It smells exactly like cheap brandy.
If I smell with my mouth and my nose kind of at the same time, you get...
Yeah, brandy.
Yep. No, that's not good. All right, so it's time to take a sip. Zach already
Charlie
went
would
in.
still prefer this
No, I
over
didn't
any
know yet.
import. You're
He
right.
would still. He would.
Hey, have you had one of these before? You should try it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and sip if you haven't.
Might be the least worst.
No, that's right up there with Miller Lite for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have
They
to go
all
back.
taste like fucking black licorice at some point. in
This
time.
one tastes the most like black licorice to me.
The
This one tastes really
aftertaste
sweet.
on it is more skunky. It's
Oh,
more
Yeah,
that's-
that's a skunky one. That one's
Yeah.
different.
that
from all the others
is
so far.
shit.
It's really bad.
Oh man.
Dear fucking lord. Yeah, no. So far,
Yeah.
everything up until Miller Lite and Budweiser, I was all right with. I would drink the others. I would drink, not opt to drink, but I would if I had to consume those other two. I would. The Budweiser and the Miller Lite are a hard no. So we just did Budweiser. Now we're gonna go with Bud Light.
Yeah.
Now Bud Light was our number one on our first blind taste test that we did when we did racing beer back in the day,
Can I
about
ju-
2 years ago. Zach finished that one as well.
The
Oh,
new
you're a
bottles
champ.
are more classy looking.
Yeah, they
Whatever
definitely
bottle
are.
this is like definitely NASCAR-ish.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's the most.
So
nasty.
this
you
is
got
a new bottle.
The Bud Light, and
know
this
what I
is
mean?
now
Classy.
Bud Light is officially the king of beers. Budweiser has been dethroned since this last since the 7-year-old one was created. So that's the new guy. Now let's see the dusty old bottle. All right,
remember
yes,
this?
that was the label. That is the sign in so many bars still to this
for
day.
sure.
That light up blue sign that makes the room look super weird. Can you twist this guy?
No.
Can't twist it.
Jesus.
Can't twist it. Don't
I just want
risk
to say
it.
that Bud Light is my least favorite beer. It always gives me a headache.
Except when it's warm. You loved it when it was warm.
Before I'm done drinking it, it always
I
gives
mean,
me a
there's
headache.
something going on with these caps. Whatever they're putting on the It's like this rubber plastic.
Oh, it's the condom thing on the bottom that they used to do.
It's like a membrane.
Yeah,
but there's something going on with like it in the middle.
They're getting all buttholy.
All right.
They're all getting all.
It's almost like
butts.
they're not supposed to sit around for 7 years.
Pretty much. That's what we're
This
learning
has
right
no
now.
carbonation at all.
Yeah. I would like to ask everybody at this moment, how are you feeling body-wise?
Not great.
Not great?
Not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob.
I don't know.
I feel warm in a
I didn't
bad
actually
way.
swallow any of these. I've only put them like in my mouth.
My mouth has like this dry, like
Yep.
like you ever eat like a bunch of Sour Patch Kids?
Yep.
But without the sour. Just the
That's a dry finish, my man.
just
Yeah.
well, I love a dry finish.
I like a try
Thanks,
start,
Andrew.
middle, and end.
Thanks for being here. Man.
Oh my gosh, we got a moose in the house. Moose in the house
Where,
to watch us. Oh.
where did we get these? Kyle got these. These were sitting on the top of the cinder bars.
Yes,
to
they
squeeze.
were. Yes, they were.
Okay, this one doesn't look as bad.
My boss made me promise that if we
They all
mentioned
smell
where
the
they
same
were
to me.
from, that they were clearly
this-
display bottles. We do not carry 7-year-old beer. She was very nervous about that. I think something fell out in that pour. Okay, it looked like a chunk fell out for a second, but I think I'm just psyching my brain
this
up
has
a little
an
bit.
extra.
Pungent.
It has extra suck.
More
This
mothballs
smells
in
like
this
Yeah.
one.
This smells like your grandmother's house.
Now,
Yes, it does.
All this stuff smells like at work. Sometimes we do junk outs.
Okay.
We'll go into old abandoned houses
Yep.
that have just been foreclosed.
Oh,
or
like
bought.
a wet old room.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
this
God.
sort of smells like the garbage form. We call that.
This one, again, was our number one in our racing beer taste test when we did our blind taste test and tasted these warm. Bud Light came out number one. I don't think it's going to... we're not ranking any of these because they all just get zeros. But here we go. Second to last beer. The next up is Corona. And
Cheers.
cheers. Happy Patty's Day, motherfuckers.
Now that one is different. It's clearly different than the rest. There's something different going on.
Yeah, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah. It's much so less flavorful from what I've spit out. Like just the flavor that
That is... Again,
it's light. That
the
is light.
dryness, the mothbally kind of the mouthfeel is terrible.
Black
and
licorice,
that licorice
slash prune, whatever.
slash
Yeah,
leather.
like a brandy thing. It's
Yeah.
I
Oh.
keep getting that
Yeah.
dark
Oh
sweetness.
my
like
god! I
sweet
wonder what my
brandy.
poops are gonna look like tomorrow. I wonder what Zach's
terrible.
poops are gonna look
I was
like
okay
tomorrow.
not thinking about
Zach
that.
just
You okay
slammed
there,
the whole
dude?
thing back there.
Oh god.
Zach, let's get an update from you. How's your body doing before we enter Corona
I
Land?
feel like you're gonna puke.
I'm honestly after. Are these stronger?
I think they're definitely stronger.
Probably.
I'm feeling more drunk
I'm
just sipping
feeling,
these.
but I don't know if that's in my
Yeah,
head.
it's
Yeah.
probably in
They're
your
not.
head because they're not like
well,
bottle
my belly's
conditions,
feeling
like,
warm, like it's fighting an infection,
ugh.
and my head is a little bit more lightheaded. But
I don't feel good.
yeah, no,
Okay.
this isn't great. This isn't good at all.
So for the next
all right.
one, I'm just gonna put them both up, and you tell me which is the old and which.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if you can tell, right? Because the bottles don't change really.
The bottle
for
is
Corona.
exactly the
exactly the same. All right.
Hold on.
If you can see side
What
by
am I doing?
side.
What am I doing?
All right. All right. They kind of. I'm
Which is the
saying.
old and which is the new?
I'm just me not knowing from here, not knowing which one is which. I'm going to say that the one that is on my left, your right, is the old one.
This is the new one.
That's the new one. All right.
old one's
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So
Yeah, you can see the dust on
this
that.
has never been a twist off, so we know that for sure.
Yeah, do we have a lime we can throw?
We don't. We don't have it.
I'm just gonna
but
give a close up. That is the color.
That
of
is the
old
color.
one.
Ah!
It should not be that color. It should not be that color.
That's the color of the new one.
See? Clear, goldish, amber. Amber, it should not be an amber colored. All right.
Well,
So this is the last one here that we're getting ourselves into.
Oh
Just
man.
patient zeros, whoever swallows.
Me and Zach swallowed at the same
there
time, so I'm patient
is
double
no
zero.
rust.
No
We're
rust?
good.
Damn it. If there was rust, we weren't going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Any chunks, any floaties, anything coming out of
I
that?
only even bring that up because one time I got one of those.
All right, can I just say that this smells like black licorice and piss?
And piss.
Well, it always smells like
I'm
piss.
saying
Oh, yeah.
maintain the piss smell. That's good. Oh.
A hearty pissy brew for you.
Oh,
Arr.
fuck, man.
Shout out to Jeffrey. Arr. A hearty pee.
Why? Well, yep.
Really excited about this, guys. I'm really, really excited. about.
This is skunked. First off, so we're getting a skunk. This is the first skunk beer out of them.
Again, it's the only clear bottle. It should
seem thicker than it. It should
Probably.
Well, if you look at the bottle, there's actually residue left on the inside of the bottle that there shouldn't
is
be.
definitely.
Wouldn't fucking surprise me.
It's
honestly.
sticky and thicky and sticky.
Thicky and sticky.
That's how I like it.
Oh, that's pretty tricky. This literally smells like the others tasted. This is fucking the worst. All right, guys. I'm just gonna do a cheers right now with our last one here. All right.
Happy St. Patty's
Happy St. Patty's Day, and to everybody suffering from the coronavirus.
We're suffering.
We're suffering with you. Yes. We're coming up with our own coronavirus here. All right. So here we go on 3, 2, 1. Drink. 3, 2. See you in heaven. 1. Drink. Well,
Nope. Nope.
That's fucking horrendous.
why is it in my beard?
It's so skunky. It's so fucking skunky.
That was
What
so
is
bad.
the back of that? There's something.
Skunk. That's what's
It's
in
an
the back
actual
of that.
skunk. They put a skunk in a bottle, and I just drank out of its asshole and gland at the same
God.
time.
I cannot. That taste is stuck in my
Dear
mouth.
fucking Christ.
Oh.
The only one
Oh,
I didn't finish was the Miller.
you finished the Corona, you
Oh
fucking
my
psychopath.
God, dude.
What a savage.
Oh my God, you win. You win, Zach.
Which one's your
my eyes
favorite?
are watering.
Which one is your
left.
favorite?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Jesus.
That one.
Okay, I finished all of them.
If you want to know how to shut Kyle Mocha up, this is almost it. Shit, fuck. Oh. Oh, no.
It won't leave my fucking mouth. I'm mad.
No.
Thank God I don't have to call out a work.
I am fucking. Whatever I drink, that skunky flavor is stuck. It's like a
Yeah,
skunk.
it's not going
stuck
into your
in
brain.
That
my
is in there.
fucking mouth.
That is
dude.
in there. I'm brushing my teeth with fucking bleach later.
Oh
my
my God.
God, that is god awful. That is.
Why do we do this?
I thought it was a good idea at the time.
Hey,
Let's take a second.
hey,
Yeah.
can we reflect on not that, but what's the next beer thing that we're gonna do with Jameso?
I don't know. We did import, right? We did the import
Can
one.
I have a beer, like one of the new beer? Anyone, just hand me one.
You get Corona, bitch.
Yeah, give me a, yeah. I
Oh
can't
my
believe I
God.
finished all of those.
Oh my God!
Gotta
Like
be
you
mine.
drink a solid,
Here,
like
do you
a
want to
solid
drink
12 ounces.
the stuff I spit out?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, totally.
I drank a whole
I
beer.
think after this we have to go to the Jameso's reward episode, and the next time, oh God, not burp, don't burp. No.
Did you booger lip that? Look
Oh
at
my
the-
God.
Zach is gonna live forever.
All over. Zach is gonna live forever. Fuck yeah, Slacky.
Either you're 100% right, or I'm not making it through the night. If I make it through the night, I am not afraid of
Zach's
death.
gonna be at the hospital tomorrow. They're gonna be like, "What happened?" He's doing Corona. They're like, "You're not testing positive," and he'd be like, "No, different Corona." A 7-year-old gave me a Corona. That is how it's spreading. No, man.
Oh man, you don't understand, man.
Oh no, man! I think that next episode that Jameso comes on is going to be a reward episode for suffering through all the things that we've made you suffer through along with us.
So we're doing
It
vodka.
still won't leave my mouth.
We are doing Jameso's pick. I think maybe we pick a style of beer, pick an IPA. We do taste test on IPAs, do something like that, or you just pick a 6-pack, a mix of 6 for each of us, something along those lines. We'll figure it out off air.
James's reward. You buy each of us 6.
No. Zach will buy it. But
I got an idea.
yeah,
It's not beer, but booze related.
booze related.
Okay.
You know how everyone has those like pre-mixed drinks in the jugs?
Uh-huh.
I think it would be fun to judge those versus one that like we make.
Hand
Okay.
make like a margarita and then drink a Jose
And a Long
Cuervo
Island
margarita
and,
and
like-
all
Oh,
around
but like
it.
make like fresh limes.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm down with
Okay,
that.
I think that's our next one. So
Let's do that,
That is
yeah.
going to be the next one. All right. Well, let's give ourselves at least 30 seconds to recoup here. We're going
Oh,
to jump into
my
our final
God.
segment. Every week we like to do a big shout out to Let Me Ask You a Question, our brother sister love podcast from Moot.tv. And each week, Sir Anthony likes to ask them a weird question, and then I bring that question to you and we discuss it. So without any further ado, I think I'm going to shit myself. Hit it, Justin.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
All right, guys. So every week, as I was saying on Let Me Ask You a Question, they get together, and this week it was just Anthony and Eric on the show, and they got together, and in relation to the coronavirus, Anthony brought up the fact that in New York there's a lot of people posting things online, social media. Everyone's trying to team up and stick together and fight through this unfortunate time.
Yeah.
But Anthony's kind of... got a unique view of the world, and he was kind of complaining about all of the people posting a certain phrase, and that phrase is, "We got this, New York." We got this, New York, is what he was saying, and for him, at first, was just kind of a odd that the phrasing of it would be, "We got this, New York," because that means we got coronavirus, right? That's what it means.
Remember that South Dakota thing? We're on meth.
Exactly, meth. We're on it.
Yeah, meth.
Like, nobody thought these things through.
Yeah.
So his question,
Old people.
are you annoyed when people say things like, "We got this, New York," in the face of mortal illness? And how certain does survival have to be for you personally to use something like that? At what level of survival? If there is an imminent attack,
you mean like keep calm and carry on?
Yeah, keep calm and carry on. When do you use something like that, and at what point? If you're going to say that you've got a 50-50 shot of surviving an epidemic or some kind of terroristic threat.
That was New York's catchphrase.
Well, he's just saying a lot of people in New York are posting this, like hashtag "We got this, New York."
Now, I know social media back in the day wasn't as prevalent as it is now, but was there something, and not to be insensitive, but was there something
After
for 9/11?
See something, say something. That's the only thing I can really remember after 9/11.
After 9/11,
well, I mean, it's we remember. I know
We
that
remember,
now.
never forget.
Toby Keith going like, "Let's kill them all!"
Yeah.
I'll put a boot in your ass.
Yeah, that's what it was, right?
It's the American way. So
Freedom
is there
isn't free? That
for a
was
phrase
big.
like that, like "We got this, we're gonna conquer this"? Is there ever a time that you personally, let's say it that way, that you personally would use that? And would you say there's a time that you shouldn't use it? If you can think of any examples.
Yeah, we got this. We're gonna get through these beers.
Yes, we got it. We did it.
We did it. I taste metal in my mouth.
Yeah. So would you, at the beginning of this experiment, let's go off of this experiment we just did, would you have said "We got this"? Would you have been confident that we got this? Would you say,
I was dreading this like weeks.
together.
I kept thinking it was the next week.
Yeah.
And then I forgot that it was this week.
Yeah. It's a good way to spend St. Patty's on lockdown. All right.
I don't know. I mean, to use an actual... I've never used a phrase in the sense of like
live strong.
We fucking got this shit. Like,
yeah.
It's just
I don't know.
Corny.
Super corny. So you as a person just don't vie for that type of thing.
Well, can I just say that Italy is doing it right? If anything, they're singing one of their biggest national songs together through the whole thing.
Out on the balconies.
Out on the balcony. Yeah, I think.
When the moon is
no.
like a big pizza
and they're singing it in English too.
Well, I think what it translates into is "hug me" or some shit like that.
Hug me. That's the last thing you're supposed to do.
I know, but still, like that's one of their.
The song they should be singing is "Touch Myself." That's it. Like when I think about you, I touch myself. That'd be a good song for these trying times.
There was a big terror attack in London last year or the year before.
Okay, yeah.
Every year there's a big terror attack.
I feel like it was like on the bridge or like London Bridge. It was
Okay.
the one where they had a giant concert, like a big like music festival thing.
Yeah.
And what's his face from Coldplay did that Oasis song, and it was like 150,000 people singing along to it. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They played "Don't Look Back in Anger." It was like just trying to tell everybody like, hey.
I mean, they did it in
There's
the
a lot
80s.
of like weird racial tension in the UK right now. Let's just chill.
Yeah.
For feeding hungry children.
Yeah, like
We Are the
Live
World.
Aid and all that. Yeah. So when it's in the face of something that we can overcome, you would be all right with other people using it, but you yourself wouldn't really
I don't
throw
think
that
I've
out.
ever been like, yeah, we're rallying to this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't even fucking cheer when a band comes in like, hey, Stroudsburg. I'm like, okay. Cool.
Hi,
Hey,
Stroudsburg.
all right, awesome.
What about
I'm being
maybe
pandered to.
maybe in like high school when you were going to a sporting event or something like that? If you went to a football game, or were you ever like really like defense?
Maybe if I was
defense,
playing, what if I was
No.
playing and hearing a crowd? Sure, it's different. But when you're sort of the crowd,
you never
chanting,
get swept up in all of that.
Sports are different because if your team loses, that's not like you die.
Yeah,
True.
true.
Depending on the
True.
sport. I don't know how they do it in cricket, but
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
think
I
they kill
guess
anybody.
if you're in Philly, well, if you're in Philly and we win, you still might die.
You may
Still
die.
might die.
Yeah. Stay away
especially
from
if you're a
cars.
car.
Cool
Yeah.
city totally deserves winners. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then what was the one in Canada? The one hockey team lost, and then they just started rioting and everything.
Yeah.
They should have all rose together and said,
that
"We got
Montreal?
this." I think it was Montreal.
Probably.
I think the Canadians lost, or the Maple Leafs. One of those two lost. Definitely wasn't the Jets. But I think one of those teams lost, and they just fucking rioted in the street. Maybe Toronto Maple Leafs. I think it might have been.
probably.
I'm not 100%. All right, so
Or the Canucks.
none of us would really use that
Well,
phrase.
I've used that phrase in things where, throwing a football with like a young cousin or somebody. You know what I mean?
on a
Like,
personal level.
like being like,
we got
"Come on, dude, you got this," and then they throw the ball, absolute like dog shit, and you don't catch it. And you're
Yeah.
like, "Well,
we'll get there.
you get the next
We'll
one."
get there. We'll get there. So in a coaching, educational way to keep somebody's morals up. Now you wouldn't go the opposite, and people go, "We got this," and go, "No, we don't. We don't got this."
No, that was me
Well,
in
it's
like
sort
8th
of-
grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
You would just shout back.
Oh, I was such
You
a shithead.
fucking edgelord. You.
Oh, I was such an edgelord.
Well, it's like that meme I showed you earlier, and I've seen a couple of them where it's like, thank God I didn't test positive for coronavirus, and it's like, at the end it's HIV positive, and then the other one that I saw was like, thank God I didn't test positive for coronavirus, and it's like, cocaine positive, like
Yeah.
amphetamines positive.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
I was saying in the
I
chat
thought
right now.
cocaine killed the coronavirus.
That's a rumor
that's a
that
rumor.
That's what they've
that
been,
has been debunked. It's
they've
been
been
debunked.
saying. I don't know.
Italy released a big statement that said cocaine will not help
it's
you.
France.
Oh, France. Okay, it's France.
it won't help you.
Now in the chat, Jeff is saying, "Let's roll, let's roll."
Let's roll.
In certain situations, I would shout "Let's roll" with a certain number of people if we were entering a certain mind frame.
If we were about to get into like a gang fight,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Let's roll."
we got this. Yeah, if you're
Okay,
about to
yeah,
rumble.
I'd do that.
You're about to rumble. There you go. And then we also got Andy Moose saying, "If it's antiquated, I'll use it. If it's antiquated, I'll use it." All right. Well,
I mean,
with all of that being said, I think this is a good place
feel like crap.
to wrap up the night because
Yeah,
I think
that-
all of us are going to need to take turns on the turlet for the next 4 hours.
Before we get into anything, can I just say that coronavirus, I didn't really want to get into it or
Yeah.
anything, but you know, if you're not feeling good,
Stay home.
Stay home.
Don't go out.
If you're going out and you're using a service from a bar or something, tip. You know,
Be appreciative of
it's-
all of the people that are going out of their way to stay open so you can have somewhat of a normal life. But again, if you got
Also-
the sniffles, stay the fuck home.
Well, on that other note,
Stop
if
hoarding
you're
shit.
if you're not feeling good, hit somebody up and have them drop it off at your doorstep.
Yeah.
Like if you can't go out and you need stuff, don't be afraid to call on people
And check out your
whatnot.
local businesses. There are a lot of places, especially Pennsylvania at least. The bars are still allowed to be open for to-go food, to-go beer, everything like that.
For now.
I know for
I have a
us
question.
at the Cinder, we are doing deliveries as well. Gavals was out today delivering food for people. So just look on Facebook. Facebook is an annoying thing a lot of the times, but right now it's a good way to find some sort of connection, especially if you are stuck at home, especially if you're out of work. James, what's your question?
When is anyone going to be able to get a haircut again?
I don't
You
know.
can technically.
We're going to be like weird looking like population after.
Well, here's my thing.
Me and him over here, you mean? Us and that guy over there?
Here is my thing about
Shave your
that
heads.
is if you know somebody that cuts hair or somebody that you go to, see if they're willing to come to you.
Yep.
I mean, obviously with this whole thing, you want to keep your contact as low as possible with people, but I mean, do what's right. Stop fucking hoarding stupid shit that you don't need.
Yeah.
You know, it's
We're literally touching at the elbow and wrist right now,
Yeah.
so we're not really following
hot.
this rule. Oh, it's gonna get weirder later.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's gonna get real weird.
How weird?
Elbow to elbow. Well, I mean, right now we're shoulder to shoulder. It's just gonna we're gonna be back to back and dick to butt. That's where we're gonna end.
Wait, how? One of us has a long dick if we're back to back and dick to butt.
And dick to butt? Well, we know that's not true.
Not me.
It's not me. It's not
Jesus
me. All right, guys.
Christ.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to watch us suffer through this. Big thank you to Jameso for coming in.
Wrong.
What is he saying?
Drinking bleach will kill the girl.
Yeah, because it'll kill you, and then death is the cure to everything. Jameso, thank you so much for coming in. Sorry, and again, next time we're gonna. I like your idea. Let's do the mixed drinks, bottled versus fresh made.
Yes,
we'll be getting that. Hopefully, probably sometime this summer we'll get around to doing that. Maybe we'll do some nice summertime fun time. Big shout out to Hello Mountain. Again, thank you guys for letting us play Rewind. Again, check them out
Denver.
at Hello Mountain. That's not a thing. At Hello Mountain Band or HelloMountainBand.com if you want to hear more about
that. Buccaneers, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tom Brady to the Bucks.
Tom Brady's going to Tampa.
Now, are all the Pat fans
becoming Buck fans? No, they're Belichick loyal, man. They're Belichick loyal.
Yeah, okay.
All righty. Now, again, a huge shout out to Let Me Ask You a Question. Everybody over at Moot.tv, which is basically Eric. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week where we're going to be having via Discord. Charlie Eckenberger is going to be on.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
And we're going to be talking to him about his streaming and everything that he's been doing. And maybe
well, he's a professor at UNC who
is on lockdown.
Does digital communication basically. He talks about
I always thought he was going
streaming.
to school for being a lawyer. I don't know why. I always thought he was going to school for being a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, he's a doctor. He got his doctorate.
That's why I think he was just going to school for so goddamn long.
But really good friend of mine. Known him for a long time. So have you. But he, if you have any questions or are interested, or maybe you have no idea what Twitch is, or even how we do this on YouTube, or maybe you're interested in doing a podcast and want to get things going.
Hell yeah.
He has some information.
So he'll be here. We'll be able to chat with you guys, chat with him, and we'll be having a lot more awesome music. And again, further songs in our pop punk adventure here. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. And as always, a big thank you to Mr. Justin Olampado for putting this all together so everybody can watch this. And Mr. Zachary...
I'm not feeling so well.
Stormin'! All right, he's got to be at work at like 5 a.m. probably. That's going to be good for him tomorrow.
You dig a hole, throw it in it, cover it back up. You're good to go.
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. We will see you guys next week again, 9 o'clock live on YouTube. Yeah. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this shit with your friends. We getting some segment videos up so you can just jump to the part you really want to watch over the next couple of days. Again, thank you.
And all the old stuff.
And all the old stuff. We got a back catalog going to be coming out to you guys as well. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat. Arg, goodbye. And I guess, ironically, I'll say, we got this, guys. We got this.
We got this.
All right. See you later.
Fuck you.
Peace.
Moot.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be total experimental pieces of shit. Oh, we're not over yet. Now we are.